right, welcome to A Touch of Gray Matter. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. As always, I'm with Barry 3D Carter and Thomas Shreese, who's
somewhere in this house.
And our very special guest for the next couple of shows here, Mr. Marc Trinidad.
Woo! Woo!
Yes. Hello, people. Hello.
And if you have a chance, switch off of our show for a second. Go find Marc Trinidad on YouTube. Marc Trinidad, I don't know shit.
Yes.
And Marc Trinidad Comedy Horde House.
Yes. Yeah.
Horde.
The Horde.
E.
There's an E in it. Yeah, there's a Horde house. Yeah, I'll just quickly get out of the way. The Horde house. I talk to comedians about their origin stories because I'm a big comic book fan, so I like origin stories. So I talk to comedians about that. And then with the other one, the Marc Trinidad, I don't know shit. It's accurate. I don't know shit. So I talk to people that know shit, and they teach me their shit so that I could talk more shit.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of shit.
A lot of shit involved.
Wow.
No, I'm humble because listen, you don't get to be knowledgeable in everything, right? So I just want to talk to people that do things that I don't know anything about so that I can have a much more educated approach and I can have educated conversations with people that do that kind of stuff. So I don't appear to be a Republican.
Wow. That's always important, especially right now.
Woo! So then I suppose you want me to wear a mask and talk to black people in the street and not stand on nobody's necks. And then next you're gonna want me to actually not like make love to my cousin Betty Lou.
Listen, here's the question I'm gonna ask you. When was the last time you had a bunch of white people being comfortable around black people with masks on?
Well, there is Dave.
Or vice versa.
There is Dave because he's not afraid of anybody.
Let's see. Every fucking week,
I got no problem.
Mind you, we are also doing this over Zoom, and it's not like I'm having you over to my place, so it doesn't really matter.
No. We know your property value might go down.
I'm in Oakville, dude. Honestly.
Exactly. You can't have black people over in Oakville.
People will start fucking talking. The neighbors will be like, what the fuck is going on? There's 3 of them.
Dude,
My God.
Dude. Okay.
Call the cops, please. Call the cops, Jesus.
Sidebar, true story. Me living in Mississauga, talking with my neighbor who happens to be from Trinidad. He had his Jamaican friend over and his Brazilian girlfriend. We just talking. All of a sudden we come outside because the Jamaican had to leave and there's 2 squad cars outside walking towards our driveway. And we're like, whoa, this is not a good scenario. Let the Brazilian and me walk towards the police. They hung back because they were a little darker. Right. And then the cop said we had a noise complaint. The neighbors said that somebody was having a fight. And it was us talking about rum and which island had the better rum, right? And they called the cops on us because Caribbean people, when we have a conversation, we always climb on top of the other. No.
Let me tell you.
No.
We talk hard, as they say.
Story, guy.
We talk hard, as they say.
Yeah.
When it comes to, see who have the best rum, Domino's.
Domino's is aggressive.
No.
You need strong tables for Domino's.
First of all,
I know growing up, one of my parents, we'd have family over for around Christmas time and all that, right? My dad would pull out this little red table with the 4 legs and stuff like that, get the Domino's.
Fold it out,
exactly. Get the folding chairs. People waiting their turn. My job, my one responsibility at this table was to hold the Elmer's white glue. Because every time you hear 6 love, oh man, it's split in 2. Barry, get the glue. Glue it together. All right, put the domino back. All right, wait your turn. And then someone else,
glue and clamp.
But you always notice.
Barry, get the glue.
You always notice the guy who had the losing hand always had to stand up at the end and slam his dominoes the hardest on the table because he didn't want nobody to know he had a losing hand. So you had to come from all the way back in and slam, bam, and then look at everybody in the face.
There's two different kind of slam in the game of dominoes. There's the happy slam,
yes,
and the upset slam, right? Because there's an upset man that vex he lost that would slam down the dominoes on the table. This is bullshit, right? Vex, boom, bam, right? Scott, right? They'd slam it down, then vex. But it's the happy man, and you could tell the difference between the happy slam and the upset slam, because the happy slam always had a pause in it. Because the guy would have his last domino and he would draw back and he would lean forward, watch you in your eye, and you say, "You see me?" Bam! And that was the pause that you knew he's happy. You needed the pause to say he's happy.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh. And do not touch, when they're mixing the dominoes, don't touch the dominoes.
Yeah, but
No. As a child, I made that one mistake and went to reach and said, "Daddy, what's that?" Watch my Uncle Victor. You want to lose your fingers?
Yeah, that's standard.
You want to lose your fingers?
Yeah. Especially when you were a child. That's standard. Sorry, Dave. This was a Caribbean people thing. You could jump in.
No. By all means, like, go ahead. I don't need to be here, to be honest. I can go have a smoke. But now I do have a question. Who does have the best rum?
St. Lucian's.
Oh!
See how you started? You just sneak in. You can say any island. What's the best rum? Grenada. Oh yeah! Can't talk about Jesus! And you have to open your hands like so, and open your eyes real wide. Oh yeah! Can't talk about, like you're about to have a corner. Your mother's come kill.
Okay. That when you do the editing, pull the volume down on that part right there, because that was loud, and headphones. No, and just like anything else, art is in the eye of the beholder, right? So the different types of rums, people have different palates, they have different desires. People like the spiced rum, some people like the liqueur rum, some people like the aged rum. So it's all dependent on if you have good taste or not. And if you have good taste, Trinidad by far. Anyhow, so that was that's a little plug.
Mark is like,
come on, man.
Mark is like a boxer. He's just jab. He's waiting, jab. You lean for bam. All right.
Sorry.
Well, that's all the UFC's been watching.
Oh,
dude, wasn't this card the greatest?
Did you see the knockouts?
Which one?
Let me tell you something.
Which
Okay,
one?
first of all, I'm gonna say Usman and the guy, Horde Masvidal. I was waiting for that. It was a good fight. I'm not taking that away from it. It was a good fight. Usman won that hands down. But then there's that little girl, Jara, whatever her name is.
Yes. That left kick.
Okay.
Yeah, that left kick was sweet.
Dave, I can tell you, you could follow along. Don't let Dave fool you. Dave know what we're saying. I see these two girls come to the middle of the ring, so the Chinese girl goes so, the white girl, the little Spanish girl goes so. Then the little Spanish girl punch in her face. The Chinese girl say, "Oh yeah, it's bad." Little beat the shit out of she. The last round,
she gave her the COVID clap.
Yes.
She gave her the COVID
clap. Let me tell you, the new variant. She gave her the new variant. Knocked she right back in the Shanghai. Dude.
She get the COVID clap.
Look. That was one of them fights.
Card. It was,
but I gotta say, that's one of them fights where you gotta run up to the side of the cage and grab the cage, pull yourself over, and get in there, go right to the Chinese girl and go, "You got knocked the fuck out."
This was a card that everybody got their money's worth.
Yes.
Even though I think it was the fastest card ever. Because 4 of the fights was first round.
Yeah.
Right?
Done.
And only 1 went to the second.
Dude.
I mean, 2 of the fights were done within, less than 30 seconds.
Did one guy break his leg?
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
Weidman broke his leg. He broke because the guy gave him a good block. He turned his.
Oh no, it's so funny. Listen, I watched that thing about 100 times already, right? Because it was glorious. No, not glorious in that I wanted anybody to get injured. Injuries in the UFC are rare, right? That's why I have to watch it over and over. Sorry. Okay. Chris Weidman, the guy who broke his leg, actually had another fight with Anderson, the Spider Silva, where Anderson hit him with the same low kick that Chris Weidman just tried to hit this guy with, and Anderson broke his leg. So in the history of the UFC, I think there was only 2. And it happened to the 2 guys that both. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It was wild, but his leg wrapped around the other guy's leg. It was gruesome to watch,
but Mark, the best part is, and it happened to the both of them.
First kick of the fight.
The first kick of the fight, okay? First kick of the fight.
Just the one kick.
No, they squared. No, they squared off. But then the first kick of the fight, man, the other guy brought his leg up, turned his shit into it, and blocked it.
The technique.
But it's not that. It's not just that. It's when it's a Dave Chappelle moment. Because right there, I could have inserted, it's at this moment Chris Weidman realized he had fucked up.
Yeah.
He kicked, his leg went right around the guy's leg, and watch his face, like...
The answer to that, to those lower calf kicks, is that the person that's being kicked has to turn their shin outwards, right? So that person that throws the kick, his shin is going to hit your shin, right? And both of y'all are going to get hurt, right? Because shin on shin hurts like a bitch because there's no muscle tissue there. So not only did he turn it out to check it properly, but he leaned in. You'll see his knee coming over his toes. He leaned into it proper, and all you heard was a crack.
And we call that the
and then everybody went silent.
Well, I saw the picture, and I was like, the only thing I could think of, the only thing I could possibly relate it to was, and the 2 Montreal guys should get this, Moise Alou coming around second base.
Oh,
that's a baseball reference, isn't it? Yeah. I know nothing about that. Yeah.
Montreal Expos. He turned around second and he stopped to go back. His body went back, but his foot kept going.
Oh,
it was
Lord
gruesome.
The tabernacle from Quebec was audible in Alberta.
Ooh, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. No, but you know what? Though?
I gotta pull that up on YouTube. I gotta see that.
Yeah. No, but okay. And Masvidal fighting Usman. At first, Masvidal came in. He was trying to do some lower leg checks. He was getting stopped. He tried to put on, the 1-2-3s, 1-2-3s, got stopped. But then Usman, it's like somebody said something about his mom. For a split second, you see in his eyes just, and when he threw that punch, Masvidal was like, ha, ha, ha. He goes, ha, ha, and he goes to throw a punch. Usman said, I'm going to stop this fight right now.
Dude, it was attractive because Masvidal, okay, you watching the actual punch. Go back about a second and a half.
Mm-hmm.
About a second and a half earlier, Masvidal was doing what Anderson Silva did to Chris Weidman. He was showboating a little bit, right? So he hung his head out and he looked at him. He's like, ha ha.
Exactly.
Right? And as soon as he did, ha ha, my guy showed him the right and then dropped the left straight down the
pipe.
Bam! Sweat flying in the air like it's Niagara Falls, and he missed. Boosh! And he folded in on the left. I mean, his entire body folded in.
Dude,
like a good Amazon cardboard box.
Hold up. You ever see Wile E. Coyote get hit by a bus?
Yeah, man.
This makes Wile E. Coyote look simple. Because, when this guy got hit, this motherfucker got hit so hard. Bro, okay, this motherfucker got hit so hard, conquistadors in Masvidal's fucking ancestry woke up and said, what the hell was I?
It was.
So,
what did I call her mine?
Listening to this, I just came up with a great idea, and I'd love to see this. Have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. Sorry.
So
I'm an immigrant.
No, it's okay. I'll explain it to you very quickly.
I didn't grow up with that. I grew up with the Crying Game.
There's so they take B movies, like really, really shitty B movies, okay, and they play them, and you see the silhouettes of the guys out in the front row.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see a picture of it. Yeah.
They just commentate through the whole thing and just tear it apart.
Oh, so they do like Black Wives. Yeah.
Well, I would love to see a group of comics commentate a UFC.
Oh,
Then let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
yeah.
Let's do it.
I'd be in on
Okay.
But we can't show the fight, can we?
After it's done, because it's already been paid for. After it's done, we're not doing anything. We're just like YouTubers going on YouTube after the fight. We should commentate on the fight after.
Yeah, but then we have to make the fight small and us big.
Sure.
Because that's what they do to escape the copyright and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
or they turn on the volume, something like that.
Because you see, I would love to commentate. Who's that girl, Nuna? What she was fighting this Chinese girl. I can't remember her name.
Rose Nama
Namayura. So yo, let me tell you something. But hang on. This little girl look like she's sweet, eh? Like she go to school and bring an apple for teacher. When she walks up to the ring, though, you see she's walking in the ring. She's like, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
Yeah.
She goes all the way up into the ring and she's like, I'm the best. And she's banging her head. The Chinese girl smiling, but yeah. They got in the middle of the ring. She starts doing her little dance. She's doing her little thing. She feeling out the girl. Girl throws a couple kicks. Pep. The commentation I would give to that is, and you see here, Mark, I believe Rose Namajunas is she's a pretty good athlete. Oh my God! Did you see the foot? Jesus Christ! just totally, because you know how those guys go off, right?
Because you look at most fighters and they look like fighters, battle tested.
Yes.
Right. They have physical development. You look at
Cauliflower
Rose,
ear.
and Rose looks like a 12-year-old that should not be there, and then she comes in with some. Technique that is just picture perfect, man.
Wicked.
On the off
COVID
chance that Rose sees this, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by them not being able to pronounce your last name.
Namajunas.
I've known these bastards forever. None of them can say my fucking last name, so don't worry about it.
I can say last name, Sokolovsky.
Hey.
What's wrong with that? You think maybe because your name is Eastern Bloc, I can't say it? Sokolovsky.
Yeah.
It's like you take a Sokolovsky. Do it without the accent. Sokolovsky.
You want your plumbing done, you call Dave Sokolovsky. Yeah.
He had to get enough frame character to do it.
No, I want to be at the Russian airport going, Tome Petris, Sokolovsky, come, tell name.
But hold on, I gotta ask a question. So I saw like little clips from that UFC fight, right? So is it true when that guy got his leg broken, he didn't want to stop the fight? He wanted to keep the fight going?
No, okay. So a second and a half after he broke his leg, everything in the second half.
He was still feeling brave the second and a half after.
It's the first 7 seconds of the fight. It was really interesting to watch because after his leg wrapped around the other fighter's leg, right? He pulled back. He didn't realize it was broken.
Exactly.
So after the leg was thrown, he pulled back and stepped on it.
Yes, I saw that.
And it folded under him, and then he realized, oh shit, it's broken. This is why I tell people all these drugs that we talk about, and fentanyl and all these drugs that the most powerful drug already exists in your body. It's called adrenaline. When adrenaline kicks in, there is no pain, right? It's after he threw the kick and it broke and he heard the people and then he stepped on it. Then he realized, oh, there's pain.
No, but hang on. Do you remember when he broke what's his name's leg?
Anderson Silva's leg.
When he broke Anderson Silva's leg, Anderson Silva did the same thing because Anderson Silva he wraps his leg around. All of a sudden he looks at him, then looks down, realizes his leg is flopping. He looked back up and said, "Wait a minute." It's that moment it's when you break something on your body and you don't realize it because your body's like, hey, you're about to get a lot of pain in that area.
Yeah. Okay. He looked up like he just saw the Brazil-Germany scoreline, right?
So hold on, Mark.
When Germany beat them 7-1.
Mark, so obviously you was a UFC fan. Have you watched all the UFCs like from day one? Or have you ever gone back and seen some of them?
There might be a couple that I've missed, but yeah, I go back, I download, I watch all. Yeah.
You're right, because the one you got to watch is the very first one they ever did. This is like way back.
Oh, yeah. When the ring was falling apart and you had the Butcher and sumo wrestlers. Teeth flying out the ring.
Yes, that's the match. I remember when that first came, when the UFC first came out, it was something new, right? Being a wrestling fan and all that, liking, contact sports. So, we give it a shot. So me, Thomas, the rest of our friends were watching this thing, and when we were watching that first match, there was that guy who was doing like Savat style, right? That French kind of.
Yes.
And he was fighting the sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
Who was from Hawaii, and I had to laugh. Because this guy came out and he was talking a whole lot of shit. The sumo wrestler, like, oh man, look how small he is. I'm bigger than him. He can't do nothing to me. And he's going on and on. And my boy, the little French guy, he ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, and he gets sucker kicked in his head. And then,
that boy came out, and a sumo wrestler came out, like, one punch, two punch, duck, pop, pop. And then when the foot came up and connected with that boy's face, right?
Yeah,
came back down. Hold on, and came back down. And all it was my man goes, oh, fuck. Because you saw, they showed it in slow-mo, the man's teeth flew out. But not only did the teeth fly out, Dave, there was a tooth stuck in the guy's foot who kicked him.
Yes.
But wait.
Yes. Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Wait, let us add the commentary Listen to what the Frenchman is thinking. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3 punch, and I'm going to say, pew. Put his foot up. He kicked the guy. I heard was like a good. And my boy was like,
dude, the sound. And this is the nice thing, right? When you because of COVID, they had no fans watching the fights. When you would hear the sounds of that leather cracking on people's heads, body punches. There was some kicks that, what's his name? Trying to remember, light heavyweight champion right now.
Shoot.
Polish Power, right?
Yeah.
He hit Dominic Reyes with a leg kick that bubbled the skin. You ever saw people that had an incident where they,
hit by a car?
No, Chernobyl. I watched a docu-series called Chernobyl.
Yes.
People's skin was bubbling.
Shit.
My Jan Blachowicz, right? Jan dropped a kick on Dominic Reyes' right ribs, and it bubbled immediately. You saw the guy's footprint, and then the skin was dark with bubbles. Oh my God, guy!
No, the best one in the first UFCs, right? Because back in the day when all those ninja movies came out in the 80s and early 90s, it was like, ninjas is the best. Of course. American ninjas. You can walk on water. This one guy went in, talk about, I'm a ninja. I've been a ninja for years. I've been taught by Stephen K. Hayes, da-da-da-da-da. There's this brother from Miami going, I don't give a shit. I've been kickboxing. I'm going to kick him in the head. That's all he said. I'm going to kick him in the head. The ninja came out, did this run-up turtle shit, tried to grab the guy and pull him down. What happened was he forgot the guy didn't have on a top robe. So he went to grab his slippery skin, fell on his back. The black man looked at the guy and looked at the camera and said, seriously? Elbow, kick to the head, kick, elbow, watch the ninja. I'm a ninja.
And it wasn't long after that. It wasn't long after that they stopped. They got away with that type of elbow, the 12 to.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Oh, and a friend of mine, his name is Gary Goodrich, a guy that I met, a guy I know.
Gary lives up by me in Barrie.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I was going to say, he's originally from Brampton, isn't he?
Yeah. This guy, this guy, he goes in his full gi. The other guy, what you guys don't realize, the other guy was making fun of Gary. Look at this guy in his karate suit. It's not karate, dude. It's full contact. Gary's like, cool. Gary got that guy in the middle of the ring. The guy did some kind of stupid move. Gary said, okay, I'm going to lock my legs around your shoulder, going to lock my elbow around your elbow, pull you down, and you're wide open. Elbow. The guy was struggling. Not struggling. Elbow.
Yeah.
Elbow.
It's when you see guys get caught in that crucifix position and those elbows start to come. There's nothing you can do because you're laid out like this, right?
And that's all you can do.
And the guy just raining blows on you. Beautiful.
It's
Dave.
like that. It's like that scene from the Avengers where Tony Stark's in the the Hulkbuster.
Oh yeah. Go to sleep.
The Hulk on the base go sleep.
No, man.
That's like me at 2 a.m. with all my kids, in the house, and that's when I get my little you know, that's my time to shine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
No, I like watching all this amateur stuff. There was one I saw was I know it was over here in Toronto somewhere. I'm not sure. I was on TV, and it was like a mixed martial arts kind of thing going on, right? All I remember is a guy's name. He was a tall, skinny guy. His name was Payne Peters. That's all it is. This is years ago. He got in the ring. It was like a kickboxing kind of thing going on, and he had his opponent. Blah, 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 blah. And Payne Peters just looking at him like really, but he's a tall, like skinny, like lanky. And as soon as that bell went, right, that guy from one side took one step. Payne Peters from the other side came flying. I didn't even see him use his feet with his knee up and clocked the guy in the jaw. He didn't. He took maybe step.
Yeah, that's.
And this guy came hit him in the jaw. Guy went back in the ropes, and then Payne hit him with a kick on his way down before he even landed. Got him square in the chest, and it was fight's over.
That's the Jorge Masvidal knockout of that. What's his name? The wrestler.
Oh my gosh.
The curly head kid.
Ben Askren. Ben
Askren. 5 seconds. He runs across the ring, knee to head, game over. And 2 more strikes while he's busting.
Have you ever seen? Okay, I'm just gonna go back in the day because Barry knows this. Montreal, every Saturday night, somebody was getting knocked out.
Yes.
And I saw a girl use that move on another girl. I was working as a bouncer at a club called Montreal Dome. We were clearing people out of the club. This little, I think she was like a Filipino girl. This other French girl was talking shit to her all night. I'm going to take your man and then do this. The Filipino girl didn't say nothing. She's just drinking drinks in the parking lot. Wait, in the parking lot across the street. I hear this. I'm telling you shit. Turn around enough time to see flying me. This girl hit this girl so hard in the shoulder and the head. Okay, this girl tried to block it with her. Bam! Spun her around. She hit the ground. Okay, and all the buzz like, ooh, $10 says she finished her out.
This is why comedians don't go home after the comedy show and just hang out and watch drunk people.
Exactly.
Because you know shit's gonna happen eventually.
Exactly.
You just need to be there.
And I've worked enough in like on the door and everything else. I always know if the guy's lipping off and being mouthy and everything else, he's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the quiet guy that's staring him down. He's going to do some fucking damage.
So this goes back to my history. I did martial arts as a kid. That's why I love the UFC, because back when we were doing martial arts, the competition back then was whose martial art was better than whose. Is Aikido better than Judo? Is Karate better than Muay Thai, right? But we never had an ability to test it out because they never competed it against each other. UFC, they competed against each other. That's why the first one, you'd see the Savat guy against the sumo wrestler. And then you were so excited to see the evolution. It just brings so much joy to my heart. Because I see people now don't even get involved in the traditional. They jump right into training MMA, right? So they never do karate. They're MMA.
But
right?
that's the problem. It's glorious, but that's the problem. Here's my point. I see a lot of guys get into MMA, and they're good. They're good at like mimicking, or they're good. They get to a point where they can do the move okayish, but they don't have the set foundations, okay? When I see guys who are real martial artists, right? And they have the set foundations. They understand. They understand what they've got to do to master another art.
Okay.
Wait.
I'll push back afterwards.
I got to give you a history lesson.
Go ahead.
I watched a regular boxer, fight 3 guys one night outside of a club downtown Toronto. It was the baddest thing because this guy was talking smack about, hey, I'm going to grab up your girl anytime I want to. I'm going to do this, that I do mixed martial arts, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The girl ran around screaming, please, no, please. And the 3 guys like, shut up. What? We're going to pick up your boyfriend, man. He's only 5 foot. She goes, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Flash forward now, outside, end of the night. First big guy says, show me what you can. All we saw was a little Spanish guy's fingers turn into a fist and then pushed in the guy's face, and the guy's face surrounded his fist, and then the guy dropped.
Yes.
The second guy said, I don't want to. Other hand folded into a fist. All we saw was the guy's head turn this way, come back, and he dropped. The third guy ran down the street.
This is
and
where
the girl. But here, the girl was saying, please don't chase him. All I heard was something about Tequila Taco Bell, some Spanish. My man chased him down. Beat him as he was getting in the car. Beat him, okay?
This is where I'm obviously I'm old, right? I'm from a different generation, right?
Yes.
I think I'm the oldest here. I'm not too sure.
How old are you?
I'm born in 69.
Oh, you're a young boy. You're a young boy.
When you born, Thomas?
68.
60. Okay.
1 year. Through March 69.
Young.
All right. Okay.
I'm young.
But in the beginning, right? I think the best way to preface it by, you ever saw? I think it was Game of Death, where Bruce Lee is on the boat, and the guy wanted to fight on the boat, and Bruce Lee says, he asked Bruce Lee, he asked Bruce Lee what type of martial arts you practice, and he says, I practice the art of fighting without fighting.
What's your style?
Right? Yeah, I practice.
What's your style?
It was. I mean, every martial artist understands exactly what he was trying to say there. True fighters don't fight.
Don't fight.
Because they know what they can do, and they have a lot of respect for the ability that they have. It's like a guy who is trained with guns. He don't want to walk around showing his gun, right? Because that's welcoming a fight. That's saying that true people that deal with guns are like, I don't want to show my gun. Why I want to show my gun, right? It's these clowns that want this little power trip, right? So when you see the quiet guy, which is what Dave was talking about, back in my day when I used to, we used to call it storming. When we used to get inside of clubs or parties without paying, we stormed the party, right?
Right.
There were bouncers that would try to stop us from achieving this goal that we had, right? And if I saw a guy Dave's size, I knew why he was there. He had size, right? He's a big, tough guy, mean looking, whatever it is. The guys we used to worry about were the little ones. What does he have on him, or what skill set does he have, right? A true fighter, you have to push and prod and get to a level where you are a guy is concerned, or gal, or non-binary is concerned for their life, for them to actually bring out, I know shit, right? That's how I know. So when I hear all these vessels that make all the noise, I know 9 out of 10 times that
can't fight that shit.
They ain't no good.
No, because
right? White ones you gotta watch.
No, because you know what it is? You know what it truly is? Not just because you know what you can do. You are taught a respect for the art by going through the pains, by understanding the moves.
That's another part of it.
Feeling it. Because so many times, I'm not the baddest man in the world by any means, but so many times I have been broken and thrown to the ground.
But that's another thing.
But you realize from that what you can do, what you're willing to take. And I've seen guys with 1,000. One night we are at the bar. I'm not going to mention any bars' names, Montana. I'm not going to mention any names. We're there, and this one guy, one old guy, you could see he had gray in his hair. He ain't bothering nobody all night. He's talking with one other guy. The other guy gets up, says, "Okay, I'm going to see you later." The guy sits there. I'm just going to finish my drink. This one young bouncer went up to the guy, slams the guy in the back. "Hey, don't you know it's 3 o'clock?" I said, "Leave him alone, man. Leave him," because the guy had that 1,000-mile stare. You just hear the. Then he looked at the guy, and I said, "You know what? Finish your beer, no worries." He looked, just didn't say nothing to me. Just finish the beer, put the beer down, put down a tip, looked at me and said, "Thank you." And he's walking out, and the guy, younger guys, "Yeah, man. Next time we tell you to leave," I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You're done because I'm not getting beat for you. I'm not getting beat."
So hold on. So this brings a question. So the four of us here, what is the one fight that you've seen live that made you go, "Oh shit"? Now, I'm not talking pay-per-view. I'm talking you're at a bar, you're at a club somewhere, something broke down, and you're just there as a spectator going, "How's this?" And it just went off the rails. So what's that one moment?
All right, gonna take me a while for my hard drive to spin up. Thomas, you have a SSD, so you might be able to access your memory better.
No,
but mine had to take a while.
My memory
Which
is
one?
the only man that I ever really feared in a fight was my older brother Donald. God rest his soul. Okay, if you ever saw marble, you ever see those marble statues carved up?
Mm.
He was built like that. 6'1", 222 pounds. None of it was fat. The only time I ever feared for a white man using the N-word. My brother was at his club. The guy didn't want to leave. My brother said, "You're gonna have to leave."
Yeah.
The whole club. You ever see those old commercials? E.F. Hutton, when E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens.
Yeah.
You knit the whole club. Music stops.
Yeah.
All I saw was my brother pulling his fist back, and the guy looking at his chest and dropping. I saw my brother pulling his foot back, and the guy's face doing this. And then all the bouncers rushed in and grabbed my brother. And the guy's friend looked at him and said, "Oh, help my friend." He said, "No, get him out. My brother, I swear to God, right out of a Batman comic book. Move! Let me go. Cool. The whole club.
See, I don't remember those. I don't remember the guys that looked like they could fight guys. I remember the guys that would pick up, any instrument, and they'll no problem making a jail. They're going all the way.
Wait, there's more. Because the man rolled down the stairs trying to run out the club. My brother jumped down the stairs going after him. And on the street, all you heard was pat, 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 pat. And the cops rolled up and they wouldn't stay. They said, no, it's done. Let him go. Let him go.
I don't remember those. The guys that feared me the most were the ones that I knew just had something where they just had no fear and they would go to jail. You know what I mean? They'll kill somebody that night.
Yeah.
There was a club I used to frequent on a Sunday night in Trinidad called Club Pelican. I don't think it's still there anymore, but it was this little corner place underneath a hotel, right? And there was a guy, I'm trying to remember his name. I think it was Bruno, Indian guy, right? But somebody told him something that set him off. And my guy grabbed a bottle of, I think it was a bottle of rum, and hit this guy across the face and opened him up from temple to jawline.
Jeez.
Whap! And walked out of the club as if nothing happened. And nobody told him shit. Because that's the kind of guy that he was.
Right.
I don't know what happened to him. This was in my teenage years. This is a long time ago, right?
Right.
But those were the guys that worried me the most. It was never who was the granite-looking individual, who was the, you know what I mean? Because they were impressive people all the way around. My wife used to train bodybuilders, right? So she was an aerobics instructor for years, and always, she just, I punched above my weight zone. You know what I mean? When I hooked up with my wife, I should put up one of her pictures in the back here just so I can show fellas, yeah, guy, that I don't fuck around because that is what waiting for me at home. You understand what I'm saying? But so I was always around 6'5", 300-pound cats. No problem at all. It's the guys that had the shark eyes. Like there's nothing, there's no soul behind there. There's nothing behind there about consequences. Consequences was a word we couldn't pronounce or spell. That's all we knew about consequences.
Oh shit!
Them guys were a different level, and those were the cats I was afraid of. Those guys. Breed.
Wow. Yeah. What would you, Dave?
Oh God, Dave, you've seen stuff.
Oh no, and that's the thing. It's like, fuck, I don't know. I've seen. Well, I've fought NHL players.
Hold on, no, stop there. Wait,
what do
you mean you fought NFL players? So you wanna
NHL hockey?
Okay, sorry, fuck, you know me, I'm dyslexic. NFL, NHL, whatever. The point of the matter is, in a capacity, like a professional capacity, or recreational.
I was paid for it. I was a bouncer at a club, and they were there, and all hell broke loose, and I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And I grabbed the first guy that I grabbed and hooked him up and whatnot. He's like, do you not know who I am? I'm like, I don't fucking care. You're leaving. He goes, I play for the Montreal Canadiens. And I'm like,
No.
Well, I'm a Boston fan. Sucks being you. Took him to the door and I threw his ass out. Went back in, grabbed somebody else. And, we were doing that whole conga line thing. And the following week, he came back in. He was like, you're like the only person that didn't give a shit that I was from the NHL. I'm like, I don't. Like, I don't fucking care what you do. You're fighting in my car.
They came back to you and apologized, or they came back and
offered
you.
We continued being.
This was before they had cameras, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is like.
I keep telling myself, if I get into a fight and there's cameras around, watch me fold.
Yeah.
Watch me fold. If that cat got money, I'm folding. Like I've told everybody who knows me, comedians that know me, they know that if me and Russell Peters are in the same room, get your cameras out. Shit is gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fold, and there's gonna be lawsuits, and I'm gonna get paid, son. I will have a Tesla within a week.
No, but why?
You think he's gonna pay you?
No. Why? Why, Russell?
Harry, I'm telling you.
Story. I know the story. Right?
You know the story.
I know the story.
Yeah. I'm gonna get paid.
I think everybody knows the story, really.
Everybody knows that part. Yeah.
We know the story.
Not everyone knows the story.
I'm on your side.
Not everyone knows the story.
I know you know the story because I told you the story.
Shut up, Dave. We want ratings. No.
I've mentioned it on here.
Yep.
When somebody else has brought him up, I've said we don't talk about him.
Yeah, it. Get your cameras out. That's all I'm saying. Everybody who's in our industry, they know why. Get your cameras out. Hey! I wore a special jersey for you, man. Can you tell me what this is?
Is that the Umbrella Academy?
Yes, guy.
The Umbrella Academy. Nice.
I was getting to that because I wanted to talk about the jerseys. Because that's the one thing, man. Nice.
Agrees.
Yo, man. Mark,
that's one of the baddest shows ever.
I'm a big comic book fan, man. I'm gonna send you a link.
I
gotta send you a link.
The guys at the guys who make this geeky jerseys were trying their best to get Kevin Smith to wear one of their, because Kevin Smith,
wears
hockey jerseys, right?
Yes,
he just had one. They just sent one to him because they just did one of Lords of Destruction of Skeletor from He-Man and the Masters. So they just did that one and they sent it to Kevin Smith, and he had it there while he was doing his podcast. So they're stoked because they always wanted to get Kevin Smith to have one. Now he has it, and he's mentioned the name on the podcast. So they're all jacked up. Yeah.
No, I'll admit I'm a huge fan of the jerseys. I love when you have. Like I've watched your shows on YouTube and everything else, and I love the way you kind of like, I've got a jersey just especially for this, much like tonight, name that jersey. Who is it, kids?
I love because everything. Every geek thing, every nerd thing, every comic book thing, every indie movie, they have a jersey for it. You know what I mean? Right. Whether it be a baseball, because they do baseball jerseys, they do hockey jerseys.
Right.
And everybody, I've worn, like I went out with the Mandalorian one and I was just walking the streets and people are stopping me. Yo, where'd you get that? Is that a Disney? And I'm like, yo, these things? Oh, if they attract it, and I love attention, right?
We all do.
They attract attention. They're so nice, man. And as I say in my podcast, they're not my sponsor. Like they don't pay me to talk about them. I talk about them because I legitimately love their stuff. I also legitimately love my mushroom coffee. I drink that every morning. And I will advertise those cats, Canadian company, and I will continuously talk about the things that I enjoy. It doesn't matter if I'm being paid for it.
Yeah,
I better not say that too loud because hopefully they do pay me at some point.
No, definitely. But I
love this.
And also too, hold on, Thomas. Just for people that are watching this, and when you go over and you watch Mark's shows and that, you might see not necessarily that we have the same look, But you'll notice that
That's another
we
thing.
look
Yeah.
good on it. And that's all because of Jaybird Digital Arts. And,
Yes.
you know, Jason's been phenomenal with comedians and with the whole lockdowns and everything else. He's gone out of his way to help us, you know, promote our shows and make us look the way we do.
It's because of me seeing your overlays and how good and professional it looked that I was like, oh, maybe I should get this done. You put me in contact with Jason, and then I was like, yo, hook me up. And mine look pretty too. They're saying.
They do.
You know what I mean?
They
Mine
do.
look-
And see,
Look really good.
I got mine coming up, you know. Well, by the time this episode is up, my first episode will be up on my podcast, the Iconis podcast, and Jason did the overlays for that too. Even if you look behind me and see the name here, this is one of my names. You know, this is my name that he made for me that you'll see down in the lower point. But yeah, he put up, he did all the overlays for that, and I got some more stuff coming from him. So very happy about that.
Yeah, man.
Jason,
Beautiful work.
I'm gonna need some stuff soon too. I don't have a podcast.
Okay, so if it's one thing that this pandemic has done, it's forced people like us who didn't get involved in the digital stuff, right? Not really a social media presence, not really doing, you know, podcasts and stuff like that. It forced some of us to look at it and say, oh, we should be, and gave us the spare time to be able to get it done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that comedians need to talk. So
Absolutely.
podcasts, vlogging, YouTubing, these things help us talk, develop stuff, you know, keep us sharp. So I'm loving everything about it. Loving it.
Same
Well,
here.
the
It got
one
me a
thing-
time to gotta get this going because I'm a huge comic book fan, like huge, you know, for years. So this is what the Iconis podcast is. It's all about comic books and anything related. That,
Yeah,
you know,
you much deeper than me because your
Huge
memory is on
180.
point. I don't have the memory that you have because of my ADHD. I have, you know, memory for certain things, and then
Right.
you know, a lot of things. Like I had to do a podcast with a guy that helped. Well, basically, we started off comedy together,
right.
right? So he knows my origin story. I had to talk to him so he could remind me what I did back in the days. Because I have I don't know if I fell and hit. I was in a car accident, but that's anyway. So
Mark,
maybe
you have kids.
That too.
that you know, between kids and trying to remember all the passwords you might have for your social media, your bank, your credit card, and everything else.
No. I
can't even remember people's phone numbers anymore. So
I still remember my mother's phone number from me growing up as a kid. But if I meet you now and get your phone number now, it's gone by the time the last syllable comes out of your mouth. 416, gone. Because I don't care. 1, 2. I know that I have something that will be able to memorize it. I have a phone and I'll put it in, and I'm like, yo, I remember it's in there.
But hang on, you guys, just
And
one
you
thing
also might
about.
have to repeat your name once or twice too, because
Oh no,
after you go through the 10 digits, I'm still sitting there going, "Fuck, what's their name?"
Yeah, but you guys ever get this? You guys ever get this? You get directions. Remember back in the day, they used to give you directions on how to get somewhere. Now you just look up Google Maps. What if your phone dies on you when you're going somewhere?
You stop the car and you get a Tim Hortons and you wait, or you borrow somebody's charger because you are not going to remember it. It's
Because
just
let
not
me
happening.
tell you something.
Like
I am
Gilligan's
glad. No, I am glad I was in the army because they teach us how to use landmarks to remember where you're going. Right? Remember, it's on the right side going left. Barry gave me directions to a small show we were doing once, and it was down. And I think it was. Oh my God, where's that show we went to? It's
Dude,
like
if you
this
can't
little
remember
place.
that, how are you going to remember directions?
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Barry gave me the directions. I said, okay. He gave me the address. Said, okay, boom, boom, boom. And I got the directions. Said, okay, I'm driving in. My phone's at 15. I'm thinking, yeah, it's good. I'll make it there. The phone said, bye. Oh, damn. I
When
just
the battery
remembered.
gets older, it just,
Bro, I just remembered I was going towards Niagara Falls, and I had to get off at this exit. And as soon as I get off this exit, I can get to a gas station and make a call. Get off at the exit. The gas station ain't there, so I'm like, okay, just calm down. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Finally, get to a gas station. I can plug my phone in. 6 calls from Barry. Thomas, man, Thomas.
where are you?
But the
Why
thing
ain't I
is,
here yet?
The thing is, I was like, Barry, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it, man. I know where I'm going. I'm an ass. I didn't ask Barry for the address again. And the phone had 5%.
Have a charger in their car.
I was driving a fucking old car, man. It was like a Toyota Corolla. The battery was keeping this car alive. Okay?
I have I have a fanny pack, right? I mean, it's a little nice one. It's a leather one.
It's
but
okay.
I always have an extra charger. I have an extra charger at all times. All my kids, I buy extra chargers and I give them, their school bag has one. They also have one in their room. They also, you know what I mean? The car has one. I'm like, how could you go out without an extra charger?
I will tell you, because my children are scavengers, okay? All they do is take, okay? They're like locusts. They come, they see, they take, they leave.
Thomas, you have to treat your kids like they're yours.
No. I refuse.
Stop, because your children have a little higher color than yours. You know
No, you know what?
You can't treat them like stepchildren.
Two of my pick, they came out white. They look at white, so I don't really talk to them in public.
And then you're worried that you could never beat those light-skinned ones in public. You know what I mean?
No,
a black man beating a white child.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about light-skin privilege, okay? I have two children who have light-skin privileges, okay? They can look at me and say, "Don't touch me, you're not my dad," and everybody will turn around
and you get locked up.
Yeah? Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Lock up, you're getting tackled.
But hang on. My one black child tried that, and nobody noticed.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Yes, beat that immigrant is what they say.
I looked at him and said, "Man, shut up. You look Cuban. Get the car."
First of all, you live in Woodbridge, so you're not getting locked up.
No. I live in Vaughan.
I
live near the Roman Empire.
There's a lot of coliseums close by, isn't there?
Yo, bro, Thomas, bro. This is what I love about the Thais. The Thais are the only people, they look like pigeons when they talk. Bro, me, bro. Hey, bro, come on, bro. Hey, bro. And they got a little pinky ring, bro.
Quanto costa? Hey,
Esperto bambino, yo voy para allá. Hey, bro. Hey, take it easy. But anyways, I digress. No, we were talking
Vaughan,
about
where people water their lawn and their driveways. Nice.
Wow.
Woo! You've been to Vaughan.
I've driven through. Yeah.
You've driven through.
Well, hold on. You know what? I told you guys, I asked you guys your stories. I got to tell you
Tim
my story.
Hortons car parks are very popular in Vaughan.
Oh, God. Yes. Let me say, I know we're going back here for half a second, but the most outrageous thing I've seen is a fight. Right?
Oh my God! You went way back to 45
Yeah, I went way back, man. Because y'all went around. I was like, okay, I'm waiting, so I'm going back. It's worth it, though. It's my turn. It's gonna be worth it. So back in Montreal, there was a club I used to go to all the time called Thunderdome.
Oh God!
Oh, the Thunderdome.
Yes.
No, dude.
Yes, I remember the name of that club because I've been there. Yeah.
Oh, you've been to Thunderdome in Montreal.
Yes.
So you know how Thunderdome was. So Thunderdome, 2 floors. You had to go up the first flight of stairs. First floor was all like punk music, and you go up the second flight of stairs, and it's all R&B, hip hop, reggae. That's so it's 2 diverse crowds in one building. So and all the time, then across the block over was Salsa Tech, which is a Spanish club. So the doormen that used to work at Thunderdome on the upstairs floor were all part of one gang. Literally a street, yeah. They weren't just random people. They're all part of one gang that worked at this club. So
the Del Phantoms.
Yeah.
Montreal.
That's Montreal. So what happened is fight broke out inside the Thunderdome, right? One of the guys comes down. He gets in a fight with, I guess, one of the other guys from the bottom floor was coming up, not bringing up a beer, couldn't do it. Anyways, this guy got in a fight. It goes out to the street near the end of the night. Now, not knowing this guy gets in there, he starts running off his mouth. My buddy Tommy. Unbeknownst to him, Tommy don't say shit because Tommy's a boxer. So this guy's running his mouth.
He had the skills. Yeah, he knew
the skills. Kept pushing. At one point, it was just pop, pop. 2 shots to the head. Guy's knees water. Get up. You can't tell me what to do. Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. Still going on, right? Right? Tommy's just looking at him. At this point, everyone's outside. Guy goes, he got his friend down the street. They both got their girlfriends there. They both go down the street. Guy still mouthing off, right? Everyone thinks everything's done. Okay, we're joking around. Ha, ha, ha. Night's almost over. People kind of just linger around. all you hear is because it's a one-way street coming down. When we all look up, you see the headlights. That same guy that got punched in the head, he's revving his engine, blocking up all the traffic behind him. Tommy's looking at him. Dude turned around, was like, fuck you, drops the N-word. My boy walks in the middle of the street, it's like, what are you gonna do, run me over? Come. Guy goes, fuck you, yeah! And he floors it, comes barreling down the street. Tommy jumps out the way. Guy goes by, still calling him the N-word, giving him the finger, and he's looking behind him, not looking in front of him because it's a little side street. And usually, because of Thunderdome was such a let's say a lively club, a lot of police officers are hanging out. So a cop car came out trying to stop the guy from speeding down the street, but he didn't see it, and he rammed into it full throttle. All you saw was a sea of black surrounding this one car, and the cops got out and said, we need backup. We need backup. Not for them, but for the guy that was running his mouth. So not only did he get the cops are yelling at him because they ran right into him full throttle, all he see is a bunch of black people slowly walking up to him, and he's hearing what he's saying, and he's like, shut up, what's wrong with you? Stop saying the N-word.
And from what I've heard, it's probably not the first time the N-word was shouted around the Thunderdome. Yeah. Yep. Montreal has a... Anyway, let me not say too much. I want to go back and perform there one day.
Say it.
No, I want to go back and perform there one day. So I'm not saying anything bad about Montreal.
Montreal is a lovely place if you want steams or riots or racism.
Steamed what?
Steamies.
Steamed hot dogs.
Yeah.
Steamed hot dogs?
Good, they steam in, man. They share shoulders. Hey, Barry.
I steam my hot dogs. I cook them.
Next time you go, we got to go down with you, and we'll get you one.
There's a reason I was 370 pounds. I'm just saying.
I don't think a lot of steam was involved, eh? I think. Yeah.
Would you have air pudding?
Wind pies and nothing cakes.
Yeah. Remember those days? Damn.
Yes.
No. No, those were my first days when I first moved out. I don't need my mom to cook for me, man. I'm a man. Yep. That first day when you're living on your own and you got nothing but one pickle and a piece of bread in the fridge.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Mayonnaise? Yeah, you can afford mayonnaise? I had those. No. I had the ghetto jam sandwiches. 2 crusty piece loaves of bread jammed together.
Yeah.
I want cable.
And cooking the salami in the frying pan and having the pork in the middle so that the steam would come out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember those days. And taking Milo with condensed milk and sugar, and you mix it up, and you had a popsicle. Yeah. Oh, I could talk. No.
Regardless of anything, I would scrounge the couch. I would always have, and it was always a staple. I don't care. I would always scrounge up the money for peanut butter and jam. Those were the two. I could live off them. I didn't care.
And that's where the 300 pounds came from.
Yeah.
No, the best of being
high
broke.
Protein, high sugar.
the best of being broke was one time I had a basement apartment when I first moved out here. I had a basement apartment downtown, just off.
You still have a basement apartment, okay? We could see in the background.
Technically, I'm trying to recapture those days. No, but I had a basement apartment, and nothing said basement apartment, but looking out your window and having raccoons looking back at you in the middle of the night, going, "Damn, you living hard, man." Nice space though. I'm a shit right here.
Dude, when I first came to Canada, I was living downtown Toronto, Jarvis and Wellesley area. Very happy area.
Yes.
Very clean, very happy. Anyway, and I had never seen raccoons in my life because every time I came to Canada visiting, my uncle lived up in the Pickering area and suburbia, no garbage pandas around there.
Right.
When I saw them, I was like, look at how cute these things are. Not at 2 a.m. when these little fuckers are hitting the garbage, right? And you're getting in their way and them vex. Or when they're trying to get their little, something in because they're frisky and it's the time for, right? Man, the screams, the fights these little bastards would have. Now I know why they wear masks. So nobody will recognize which one of them it was, right? Because these little fuckers could make noise, son. Noise.
Wait. Have you ever seen raccoons gang up on somebody and fight them?
Yo, I've seen raccoons make grown-ass men look like
run.
Bitches, yo.
Let me tell you, I was living in Scarborough, okay? Okay, before I had the basement apartment, I rented a room. Anyways, I'm living in Scarborough. I'm getting home one night from the club. I see these pack of baby raccoons. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I'm eating a street dog. I'm like, let me throw a little piece of bread at these raccoons. Watch. Bounce off the mother. The mother turned around and did one of those. I swear to God, at least 100 raccoons came out like, who you fucking with? I took off.
Raccoons came out and said, tabernacle.
No. The raccoons came out and said, oh, because we look like black people, you gonna fuck with us? Oh, bring it there. I ran. These raccoons were behind me. They were speaking some kind of West Indian. That sound like a bunch of...
Why you had to call you raccoons West Indian guy? Why you had to do that?
I'm West Indian. I could do it.
So
This is a disclaimer before. Wait. I don't want to get no West Indians beating me. This is a disclaimer.
Wait. Thomas.
No, we'll give you
Dave. Start the show.
Well, no, because that just actually gave me a thought. We've all been skinned at one point in time. Like, we've all been kind of like, okay, I need to, like, you can't rub two nickels together.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all managed to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But what's one thing that you've definitely carried from that to now?
Oh,
what are the remnants of broke mentality that we have now, that we've carried forward?
Other than it sucked and we don't want to do it again. What's one thing that you did when you were completely broke that you still do now?
Who tell you I'm not broke now? I'm just a higher level of broke. Yo, listen to me. It's been okay. We have to look at the fact that we're 14 months into the pandemic or something like that. 14, 15 months. Right? I am a professional stand-up comedian. That's all I do. I had nothing else. I have no job. So when March of 2020 occurred and everything shut down,
mm-hmm.
I had a spreadsheet of all my gigs that I had planned for the year. I knew how much I was making that year, right? As March came, every column started to be highlighted in red. Canceled due to COVID. Canceled due to COVID. And then I'd take out the numbers because I'm not getting those numbers anymore. And I kept seeing the money that I was making for the year dwindling, just going lower and lower and lower. And now I live on CERB and my wife's money. And now I ask permission from my wife to put gas in the car, right? It's not a happy time. It is, this thing has changed everything and changed the way that I think. That's why I've started a podcast. That's why I'm starting to design jerseys for each one of the jokes and things like what's the name of that thing that Patreon accounts and starting all that stuff, because I learned from this and I never want to see this again because I got too close to the bottom. And I'm like, yo, 4 kids, lights and cameras and all this shit that I need to do this stuff. I have to, it's not, I will not be caught again. That's one thing the pandemic has taught me. Don't get caught like this again, because savings went down because, you still have your expenses.
Absolutely.
And this will not happen again.
Yeah. I've learned to, well, one thing I still carry, something I carried since, and Barry can attest to this, even in high school. If I made $5, $250 was going back in the bank, was going back towards whatever. So the one thing I learned when I was broke, when I was scraping by, when I went from Montreal, having a great life, coming to Toronto and having to start from scratch, The one thing I learned from being broke is always, always, always remember there's somebody who's worse off than you. Do not ever, ever put all your pennies in the same pot. Make sure you have good people around you. That honestly. And I've learned to put money aside. And another thing I learned is I learned to invest money, to be patient and watch money grow. So when rainy days come, you get that umbrella to protect yourself.
Yeah, I can test that. The one thing I still carry with me up to now, and it's funny, straight up, I love hot dogs. I love my hot dogs. I don't need hot dog buns. No, fuck it. I don't need hot dog buns. If I want a hot dog, if I get a hamburger or something like that, sandwich bread. You understand that? You know, people go buy hamburger buns, hot dog buns. Okay, that's a lot of money. It's all bread. The human system's all pipes. It's all going the same way, in and out. So when I get my hot dog, it's going on sandwich bread, and I still do that up to now. Give me that and those instant noodle ramen soups. I love those mama noodles. I'm good. That's it. I don't need to have the big steak. And up to now, that's my favorite snack food. That's my go-to, where people have, I'm going to get chips. I'm going to have that. You know, sometimes my wife's like, what do you want for dinner? A hot dog. That's it. I just want, okay, give me two. I want 2 hot dogs. That's as simple as is. If I was in Montreal, it'd be 2 steamies at 59 cents. You know,
good old days, man.
And that's it. And I still carry that. That's my thing. The other thing is that I don't have to, I live a lot up here, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm talking imagination. I dream, I plan, and try to see how things are to kind of offset some of the craziness or not to get down, try to keep it as positive possible. So, your head could be bad thoughts. Your head could be
check.
Thoughts.
I'm back. Sorry.
You're back.
My bad.
No problem. So in my head, it's good thoughts. So when those times when you can't get out, you can't do nothing, you ain't got no TV, shit, I was able to get a piece of paper, a pencil, write, draw. Doesn't matter if I was, writing a joke, writing a story, whatever it was, if I wanted to draw something, just to get that self-fulfillment at that time. And it's, you don't need to have the big gadgets to be happy. That's it. And hot dogs.
Self-fulfillment is very important. I'm so glad porn is free now. And so I get a lot of self-fulfillment in that way as well, too. Yeah.
Self-love. Self-love is always good. Self-love is always good.
Somebody had to do it. Job needs to get done.
Well, we're good right now.
And it's sex with somebody you love, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes. Free sex. I don't like you, but
there's
the guilt still comes at the end.
Asphyxiation, you're like you're choking yourself, and it's like, not kink shaming anybody.
Well, technically, you are choking yourself.
Well,
yeah.
Until the end, and then you're not choking anymore. You're spitting. But
and all of a sudden, you're Michael Hutchins.
See, young people don't understand how good they have it this day with porn. That's all I
know. They don't.
Oh my God!
No, I was in a.
They don't respect it at all.
Well, they don't respect, but they don't understand how good they have it. See, and what I mean is, back in the day, you had to go to the video store, you had to rent the tape, you had to go home, you had to wait till people fall asleep. You had to put the tape in the VCR. And you
don't trick people. Don't trick people into thinking that you had access to videos, right? When you going back, you are supposed to tell people how you had to go to the pharmacy and pick up a magazine because they weren't moving videos that you could play at home. You had to get a magazine with 8x10 glossy pages, which tend to get sticky when lubricated, by the way. Not that I know that personally, right? Your kids nowadays, they have their porn available to them 24/7, 365 in 4K resolution. Yeah, you understand? Not like us. We used to have to watch the snow and the little ziggly lines, right?
Let me tell you. Hey.
And hold on. Yeah, and the only thing they have missing, right, is the last auditory scent. That's the only thing that's missing. They have 4K. They could see growth lines on these. Anyway, all they need is some musk to spray in the air, and it's
let me tell you something.
They have bubbles.
Hold up. the good old days are when you're in your room, okay, and you're by yourself and pleasuring yourself so much that your blankets are like this in a tent, but you can't move them. When you get up, you move that, the tent moves, okay? Or the best time is when your mom would find your socks.
No, I never did that stuff. I could never understand. I'm
talking about other people. I'm talking about the people I know. I never did that.
Yeah, I saw it in movies where they.
I was raised Catholic.
Why are you wasting socks like this? That's just stupid. It's
but not only that too. There's also like even going back before the magazines came out, which was like Playboy came out mid-60s, I think.
Yeah.
And then Hustler came out like 70s and whatnot.
70s, yes.
But even then, you got to remember this whole like full spread, like frontal didn't happen until late 70s, early 80s.
Which was perfect time for me.
Bob Guccione. I'm saying it's Bob Guccione.
Time for me.
So before Playboy and Hustler and all those,
you had the Byway flyer.
Yeah, you had the Sears catalog. With the bras and panty section.
Kids nowadays will never understand why we were so attached to National Geographic.
Let me tell you about Friday nights, 1 o'clock in the morning, back in Montreal. And Barry will notice we had this one channel called Bleu Nuit. In English, Blue Night. Okay.
Yes.
But there was this one movie called French Emmanuel.
That was the crying game for you.
Let me tell you.
Mark, this was a whole series of movies. Emmanuel.
This one girl went around. She was boinking everything. She was doing everything. But here's the thing. All you ever saw, you never saw nobody pee-pee go into no pum-pum. All you ever saw was her riding somebody or them grinding against each other. And you saw
that was enough because that's what you had access to.
Imagination.
And you were thankful. And the entire culture of Quebec was predicated on that one woman, Emmanuel. And that's why they're so promiscuous. And I want to go back to Montreal so bad.
And also, too, you'll notice back then she was with multiple partners and none of them were related to her.
Wrong.
What do you mean?
Wrong. There was French Emmanuel number 4, where she didn't know she was doing. Okay, they weren't related to her, but they were brothers. But she didn't know that.
Okay, no, but they weren't related to her.
But the brothers weren't doing it to each other.
No,
right?
The
brothers weren't doing each other.
One brother was found out later to be her cousin, something 3 times removed or some nonsense, but they fell in love and got married.
Yeah, but that's Catholic, so that's accepted.
Yes, it is. And Catholics, I like to say thank you for aerobics in church because that's how we stay awake.
Oh my God, you remember aerobics? And anyway,
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.